and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. Bustling Philadelphia on I-95, a gorgeous night for basketball. Welcome to the city of brotherly love. And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents the NBA. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
And you look at Lowry. He's not too far away from a spot in the starting five. A lot of votes have been coming his way.
And even if he doesn't get the fan votes he needs to become a starter, you have to believe he'll be a part of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
And it seems like the anticipation just continues to build each year around this time of the season. Gonna be a fantastic weekend. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Baines in at the 5. And for the 76ers, Harrison and Embiid together in the middle. Shake Milton is out there with Simmons. And it's Korkmaz in at the small forward. Do you remember, Greg, if you watched the standings very much when you played?
You know, we were always aware of it, and a lot of that had to do with the goals. I remember early in my career playing for the Knicks, you know, we were trying to win championships, and we talked a lot about home court and having that come postseason time. So you were absolutely aware of where you were because of the goals you set. But I think that also changes depending on who you are as a team. If you're a championship caliber team that's won it, and maybe you're in the midst of a dynasty run, it may not matter as much because you know how good you are and you can win no matter where the venue.
And so it's the 76ers getting on the board first. The drive by Siakam. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Strong finish. Siakam with great balance, able to complete the play through contact.
And Pascal Siakam can absolutely score in bunches. Put up 25 in a quarter last season, and when he gets going, look out.
GA, when Pascal Siakam is on, it seems like he's involved in every play. Must stay consistent. But you know what? He's a special player who can carry a team to win on any given night.
Here's Anunoby after Ben Simmons' bucket. Anunoby with it. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. 4 on the clock. Here's VanVleet. No good there with the step-back J.
Easy chance from mid-range. Wouldn't be surprised to see them run that play again.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
And the man just brings his lunch pail and goes to work. What sets Embiid apart is he does it with such ease.
Now here is Lowry. He's coming off a 25-point game against Houston. And here is VanVleet. There's the 3. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from VanVleet.
He's heady. He's unselfish. All VanVleet does is make winning plays.
Here's Milton. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Anunoby. Back to Lowry. Inside. Here's VanVleet. Lays it up off the glass.
He's not scared. Fred VanVleet has confidence playing inside.
Simmons inside. Lowry covering. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. Philadelphia shooting their first foul shots of the night here. That's good from Simmons.
The first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Portis, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Green comes in for Korkmaz. Maxey's checked in for Shake Milton. And it's Hill in for Harris. And Simmons drops them both. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Flynn. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. From outside the arc, good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. And it's a tie ball game. And so Simmons will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
They wreaked havoc on the defensive end and really held the pace of the game in their favor for the entire game.
Here's Trent. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Philadelphia ahead, up 2. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Pascal Siakam, before the game tonight, shared his thoughts, reminiscing about his championship year with Kawhi Leonard.
It was always a team, and I think we don't look at one player and say he's going to save us. You know, we got to save each other. We got to play for each other.
And Greg, that's how Siakam plays the game himself.
Versatile, very unselfish, and a franchise player in the making.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Simmons is out there with Green. Then it's George Hill. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Maxey in at the 2 spot. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. He misses the free throw. You and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in the team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Flynn.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Don't need to be a hero.
Outside Portis. No good that time, and Toronto will go the other way with it, coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, I think they prepared to face more defensive pressure in that one. Didn't happen, and boy, they just rolled.
They came in focused and ready to play, and despite facing little resistance, they never pulled back.
And here are the 76ers now. The Raptors getting the bucket. Count the basket. Simmons got 8 points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Bobby Portis. Harris comes in for Ben Simmons. Korkmaz checked in for Danny Green. And it's Shake Milton in for Maxey. Now, here's Lowry. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. For three. And that one is off. Now the 76ers take it the other way. On Spence Embiid. Now, here's Milton. Tight defense on him. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start. 2 for 2.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Monday, they'll tip off a road trip in Boston where they'll take on the Celtics. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And he makes the first. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 59 seconds left here in the second. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And here are the 76ers now. Stolen. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Now the dish to Lowry. Here's Trent. Anunoby in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. They get it back. The 76ers lead it. Here's Harris. Count that bucket. Harris has got his second bucket tonight.
Nice dime to the open man. George Hill, more of a combo guard, making things happen right there.
Now Siakam. Passes it to Lowry. That 3 off the mark. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. 76ers lead by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. That was a combination of everybody and everyone. Everyone. Did you catch that?
I got it.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. How about that first half, fellas?
And Joel Embiid, the mega-talented center, he'll get into it with the opposition on and off the court. Kenny, do you like that Embiid runs his mouth during games?
Why not? You know, he plays with extreme confidence and he backs it up. His swag is good for the team because it's infectious. So yes, I would say yes.
I'm sorry, G. I'm never going to tell anyone not to talk trash. Alex would mean a lot more if he had the ringy ring.
How many of those do you have, Shaq?
Unos, dos, tres, cuatro.
I knew that already.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We've seen Simmons really having a great game.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
He's been very effective on the move, forcing the action, getting to his spots, and finishing plays.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Toronto right now, Anunoby and Siakam in at the forward slots. Lowry out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Baines in at the center, locking down the middle. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
And here are the 76ers now. Raptors knocking down the tray.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the Raptors. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
Harris, good.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Simmons against Lowry. Dishes it to Baines. Kicks it out to VanVleet. Anunoby passes to VanVleet. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here.
OG Anunoby out of Indiana. He was the 23rd pick in the 2017 draft. Another great draft selection that day. Slipped due to injuries concerns, but he's been great.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Bobby Portis is checked in for Harris. Green comes in for Korkmaz. And Maxey subbed in for Shake Milton. Raptors also changing it up. Ken Burge is checked in for Aaron Baines. And Chris Boucher's subbed in for Pascal Siakam. Now here's Green. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Simmons. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Lowry against Simmons. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Embiid's shot is good.
And showcasing that overwhelming strength. Embiid is so skilled at finishing over the aggressive defense.
Here's VanVleet after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Lowry has the open look. No good off the back of the rim.
I can see he's pressing a little now, trying desperately to help them shrink this deficit.
It's stolen by Lowry. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And he finishes the break with a lay-in. Lowry's got 4 points this quarter.
You know, whether he's running the fast break or finishing it, Kyle Lowry is a handful in the open court.
Here's Simmons. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the 76ers lead by 3.
And is it any wonder they're ahead in this game? His perfect night from the field has been the catalyst.
Lowry deciding where to go with it here. Fires the three. No good that time. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. 76ers ahead, up by 3. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter form.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. We've got Maxey. Bobby Portis out there with Embiid. Then it's George Hill, and it's Harris in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Portis kicks to Hill. Boucher with the rebound. Raptors trail by 3. Van Vliet wide open. Bangs home the trifecta.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
This was obviously a focal point coming out of the break. Look smart when the shots are going down.
It's tipped. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Fires for 3. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
Now, here's Maxey. Here's Embiid. Good on the bucket.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
The direction this game is headed is going to come down to a couple key buckets by either team.
Here's Boucher after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Trent. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Trent's got the lead up to 3 now for the Raptors.
Well, you wonder why we're seeing so many points tonight. Just look at the D.
And late in the game here, it's just as important to get stops. We'll see if either side is up to the task.
Timeout called, the 76ers. They're down by 3. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. And the 76ers with some changes. Korkmaz, he's checked in for Embiid. And it's Shake Milton in for Maxey. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Raptors. Pascal Siakam comes in for Chris Boucher. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Doc Rivers said to his team. He said, this is what we play for, fellas. Let's knock them on their heels right out of the timeout. Show them how much you want it. Go get it. He really is fired up about this game.
Okay, David, thanks. From outside, off the mark. The 76ers trail by 3. Bounce pass for Milton. Stolen by Van Vliet. Fast break Toronto. And he goes in for the dunk.
You have to protect the ball against Fred Van Vliet. On a per-minute basis, he racks up a lot of steals.
Pass to Harris. And it's Toronto with the rebound. There's 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Baines finds Siakam. And he banks in the layup. And it's a 7-point Raptor lead.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Reason why they've tightened up the vice grip a little more each time up the floor. We'll see if they can close this one out. When you need an important bucket, you try to get the ball into the hands of someone you can count on. Tobias is that type of scorer.
Toronto calls timeout. They're leading by 5. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth. Let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Fred VanVleet.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and so they choose to intentionally foul. An outstanding defensive play to earn the Mobile One block.
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
There's 38 seconds left to play here in the fourth, and Siakam has it in the corner. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Siakam's got the lead up to 8 now for the Raptors. 32 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Hill against Lowry. Korkmaz passes to Hill. Over Lowry. Hill, no good. And stolen by Portis. Hill inside. He's guarded by Anunoby. And the basket by Hill.
That's a big-time basket right there. Hill coming through for his team.
And he commits the intentional foul.
Taking 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
He's gone from undrafted to a champion. Fred VanVleet has come a long way, and he's not done yet, in my opinion.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Timeout called the 76ers. They trail by 8. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And I don't think they'll be able to climb out of this hole.
I just think they have to focus on the moment. Don't worry about the score. Worry about executing the next play.
8 seconds left in the game. Here's Curry with the three. He can't get that one. And so it's Toronto winning this one. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyle, congrats on the win. What did you guys want to accomplish and get this win?
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Thanks again, Kyle. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later.